We were working with her, not collaborating with her, right?
So she was just a face of the brand.
She was invited. And let's be honest, men who don't provide or don't have a job, it's hard for them. At the end of the day, I have to pay the bills. I loved maths in high school, right? So right now I love solving problems, right? Yeah.
What
So
is 16 times 7?
Bro, nah. You can't hang up with people who, when they get money, they only think about spending the money. They're not thinking about regaining the money.
What if alcohol is the goal? No, I'm kidding. But
Yeah.
I get your point.
So it was hard to find those people who like had the same vision as I had. Exactly.
Talking about social anxiety.
I'm talking about social anxiety.
Don't let the
Oh, I was
pressure get
saying,
to you.
right? Every time whenever I come here, I feel like my social anxiety bars are increasing, considering the fact that now everybody is by the gate.
Yeah.
I know it's not only on me. There are also students that are antisocial,
Yeah.
and then they have to meet
That's
everybody
me
in
as
that
well.
space. You get, so the pressure is way too much. So I've designed a formula for myself. I don't know if anybody's gonna like it, but probably because they use transport, and then most of the transport arrive at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to come here and then you want to find the entrance with 0 people, you just have to wait until 10 pass. I'm telling you, rather miss a class.
How? Because I'm attending at 8. Am I supposed to stop for that long? Because
You will explain when you get inside the class, or ma'am, this is what is happening.
lecturers don't have time for that, man.
That's the problem. I don't know, man. I just feel like I can't
don't
walk in those
work.
spaces where there are just too many people, and it's not me only. I've seen people are falling,
Falling like how?
tripping and fall, like, and
When did you see someone fall? I don't remember the last time I saw someone falling here.
it's just that they'll keep themselves together, and now you have to change your walk. You have to change everything about yourself in order for you to fit in that category of people walking.
Yeah.
And we get to meet people along the way, and then we're using the same road.
Yeah.
And I've also designed another strategy for that. You guys, if you're coming from campus going outside,
Yeah.
walk left. If I'm coming from outside going inside, walk right.
That can't happen.
The
man.
best strategy
We're
ever.
in a
Let's walk like
hurry.
cars.
We're in a hurry. There's no time for left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Now-
That won't work, man.
I feel like now we're creating those romantic drama scenes
Yeah.
where you drop a book and then
Bump into
you bump
someone.
into each other, then
Then you drop a
you
book
go
and
up
then you
slow
guys
and all the other stuff.
looking at each other,
at each other. And Runavanye, we have, you see,
Yeah, Thuto.
I will end up doing some.
Stop
and then
creating those scenarios in your head. Here we are passing. We're in a hurry.
I don't create them, they just come.
We're in
just
a
come.
hurry, man. Here we're passing. There's no time for walk left, walk right, walk left, walk
I really
right.
feel stupid when I'm walking around like with a crowd.
How about when you wait for everyone?
Mm.
Agree? Okay. If it's at class here 8 o'clock, everyone will be here by 1:45. Aye? They're entering. After entering, everyone is in classes. There are not a lot of people there at the gate because people are waiting for class. 9. Okay? Enter.
That's a lot. That's a lot of. Imagine your crush is like by the other side, and then your card refuses to tap, and then that gate hits you back.
You see why I'm saying you create scenarios?
That's social anxiety for me. It gives me the worst scenarios, and I know I'm not the only one.
And they never happen, those scenarios, isn't it?
They happen. One day I was okay, but the gate came back, and I looked at that girl, and she saw it, and then
Wait, you were hit by the gate?
yeah, the gate came back. Actually, if it refuses to, it locks.
Yeah.
And then when you push it and you're going, it means that the gate will hit you back.
Yeah.
It did that. And then I saw that girl, and then, yeah, she was looking.
She was your crush?
Let's not say that on the podcast. I will say a lot of
I'm sure
things.
she forgot that she ever met you.
When she sees me, she'll remember. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life. When I'm telling you.
Yeah, but social anxiety is a real thing, man.
Yeah. And we just have
It
to find
affects
a
most
way.
of us.
Yeah, and it also affects our performances at some point.
What kind of performances?
I don't want to go there. Maybe we'll discuss it some other time.
School
but
related?
Yeah,
or-
school related.
It's fine.
But let's start the episode. I was just trying to give a solution to the problem that is at hand right now.
Away. Anyway, hi guys, it's a girl Tari here, and we are back with another episode of the Univen podcast. And I'm here with.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I go by the name Thuto Nje, and this is yet another episode.
And today you have a very special guest
Wonderful
with
guest.
us. Right?
Yeah, he's wonderful. He's wonderful.
He's a brand owner and also a student.
Why don't you mention that he's a nerd? But okay.
Gents.
I'm kidding. I've just seen you a lot in library, so yeah.
Yeah, and by then he doesn't look like a nerd, but he is.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, give a good and a big shout out to Bongani Mkonto.
Yeah.
Hi Bongani.
Is Zuma your dad?
How are you?
I'm good, thanks for yourself.
I am super.
Is Zuma your dad, bro?
Nah, bro. What do you mean?
Mkonto.
I get that a lot, eh?
So everybody thinks that you from those tribes.
If I tell them my surname, they're gonna be like Mkonto Sizwe.
Yeah, that's the.
It aligns.
It aligns.
It does. Mkonto. So you'll be like, okay.
Yeah, and then you make sense of the
What
whole thing
if-
and just plays it
You
together.
know the what if that they use?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you end up being like.
You end up being a taxi driver.
Ah, man.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Plus, yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
man. Nah. Let's
Okay.
not go there.
Let's not talk about people's surnames,
But-
guys.
Yeah.
I find we're offending more than 100 students.
No,
here
they
'cause
know.
there are a lot of
It's just a
condos.
random joke from my library. But man, can you really tell us more about yourself?
All right. Since you know my name is Bongani Mkonto,
Yeah.
I'm from Mpumalanga, Hazyview. Why are you laughing, bro?
I've heard that name a lot. I
I'm
have
from
a friend from
Hazyview.
there.
I'm a student here
Yeah.
at Univen. I'm currently doing my degree computer science, right? So I'm doing my final year. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
That
about me.
explains a lot for the fact that you in science and you spend most of your time in library. Now I'm doing music. There's no time for library. I'm always in the studio.
I'm doing fishing.
always
I'm always
listening
at
to
the dam.
music.
I'm always at the dam. So
Yeah.
for people that do science, it's
Yeah.
understandable why you're always at the library.
Yeah.
He's a nerd, actually.
I don't think
It's
he
confirmed
is.
now.
Why you
He's a
guys saying I'm a nerd
I get about nerds. There are people always here.
at the library?
At the library.
But
Music.
it doesn't mean that when you're at the library you're actually reading. You know,
Oh, what
You
are you
might- you
searching at
might-
the library?
you might be at the library searching, learning how to do business
Oh,
and other stuff. You get what I'm trying
that's
to say?
also net. Net doesn't necessarily mean you have to be school based.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta. There are people that are net in terms of researching technology stuff.
Yeah.
They know the
Yeah.
latest technology or some sort.
But I'm not a nerd.
Defending yourself, you defend.
Nah.
Can
So-
you, okay, you can.
And now you can ask.
Okay, can you give us a little background, like of who you are when you're a student and who you are when you're like at home?
Yeah.
So at home, I would speak about like how my parents see me right at home.
Yeah.
I'm just a good boy.
Yo.
I mean, they don't even know that I go to Grove. How they don't see that, eh? Yeah, they don't even know that I have a brand. Okay, yeah, they don't know. They just know about the charity part. They don't know that I have a brand. They don't know most of the stuff that I do. I'm actually like an introvert when I'm home. So when I'm this side, a lot happens when I'm this side.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's where I actually run my business. I'm always active. You won't find me like not being busy.
Yeah.
I'm always at the library studying, trying to balance school and business.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that, right? I feel like everybody that comes to varsity have two-faced personality.
Yeah.
When we come to varsity with a whole lot of different people. At home, guys, I'm this guy from this place. They don't even care about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here, I have a different personality. Why is it that every time whenever we come to varsity, there's like a change in terms of personality?
Alright. I can say because when you're here, right,
Yeah.
you are alone. At home, you're with your parents. They take care of you. When you need something, they're there, right? When you're here, nobody has your
Oh,
back,
yeah.
right? You're all alone here. So you're gonna like find it. You're gonna find ways to make it in life. You're gonna find ways to try and do something, right? Yeah, you're gonna find ways to make hobbies, most of that. So I feel like when you're at varsity, that's when it trains your mind in all that. Like I feel like when you go to school,
Yeah.
School matters a lot. It trains your mind. It opens your mind, right? So when you're here, it opens your mind a lot. You start to see things that you were not seeing when you were back home.
Yeah.
You get me? And you get like a lot of intersection, whatever,
Yeah.
with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you intersect with a lot of people. You communicate with a lot of people. So that's when you realize that you need to.
You know what's in my mind when I'm here at school?
Yeah.
What happens after? Like, because most graduates are unemployed. So that hits hard. I won't lie, that's something that I do think about a lot.
Okay.
So, considering whatever that you're saying right now, that when you come to varsity, you start having, let's say, an open of the third eye. You start considering yourself as yourself and all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like that's what led you into who you are right now. But I don't understand why specifically computer science at first when you are this person now.
Okay, back then in high school, I used to do business a lot, right? I used to be a brand owner at high school. I owned like 3 brands before, right?
And then they
is
failed. Stafurana, those
Nah,
brands, those local brands.
yeah, you know, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I had 3
Probably
brands.
doing it for girls.
Yeah, 3 brands. One was called Angels on Flame.
That's okay.
Right. So another one, I was a designer. I
Oh.
designed clothes also.
Yeah.
I made clothes from scratch.
Yeah.
Right. So another one, I was doing it with my friend. It never worked. Right.
Yeah.
So I was, all I can say is I love clothes. I love fashion.
Yeah.
So Nami, I was confused when I didn't choose fashion to be a fashion designer, and I chose computer science.
Yeah.
Ash parents, man.
Oh, your parents chose for you.
Yeah, like parents would tell you, Guti.
They knew when they were gonna plug you. That's why they said computer science. They
And
know.
also,
Yeah,
They have connections.
yeah, also in the fashion department, there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
You get me? There's a lot of brands. There's a lot of things happening. So it's not guaranteed. Being a brand owner doesn't mean that you're gonna succeed. You can be a brand owner for like years and still not make it.
This is emotional. I'm trying to think.
No, I think
Like you
I
can
even
try
feel
your
like
best.
crying now.
You can try your best and still fail. That's what he's
Ish.
saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what he is actually like trying to imply, but you never know. You might
Yeah.
see the way,
Yeah.
But I want to know if, okay, do you love computer science now? Do you like enjoy it since it's not something that it was your choice, it was your parents' choice?
All right. So even though it was my parents' choice, there's maths in computer science. So I'm more like a maths person. I loved maths in high school, right? So right now I love solving problems, right? Yeah.
What
So
is 16 times 7?
Bro, nah. Not right now.
Yeah, you mola mubati. You did well there.
I hear that a lot when people say, I love what, love what.
Yeah.
Bro,
But if I answered that, you were gonna say I'm a nerd. So I like this.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
for control. And taking it back, you came here, started doing computer science. How is like your first experience? And coming to varsity, probably you were dependent on parents back then, and then you didn't understand life as a student or life as an individual, all the things that you have acquired were from parents, and now you're finding different people, different perspectives, different minds. How did you adapt to that?
Yeah.
Yo man, since I'm from Mpumalanga, my first year, it was my first day meeting this place, being in this place, right?
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to adapt. I did not know anybody. People with it, my uncles tried to show me around and all of that, but like I needed people that I could hang up with, right? So I did not know anybody in this place. I did not know how vendor works, right? So
It doesn't work. Vendor doesn't work.
Never
no,
mind.
I mean when you
No,
try
I'm kidding.
when you try to adapt to a new place,
Yeah.
you're gonna want to understand how everything works.
Yeah.
Done,
Yeah, because it's not the same as where I'm from, right? So in terms of adapting to this place, it is quite challenging, man. Getting the right people to be with, it's hard actually. In short, I'm trying to say getting people that you can trust,
Yeah.
right? I always had a vision to start my own brand. I always had a vision to be a fashion designer. But at first, it was hard for me to start because I knew nobody. I knew no one to go to. So it was very challenging. But when went, I started adapting to this place. I met new people. Yeah, I worked with a lot of people. I made friendship with a lot of people. So yeah, that's my story, man.
So is it really hard for people to make friends? Because currently I'm active on social media, and
Yeah.
I've seen in the group people are saying that it's very hard to make friends. Some are just
Yeah,
begging to have
adversity.
friends.
Exactly. So it's hard to make friends. Ne? What I'm trying to say is it's hard to make real friends.
Oh.
It's not hard to make friends.
Not friends like Jade.
No, man. You see, it's
He's
hard to
gonna
make
be a real
like
fight.
real friends, because real friends, they're gonna be family to you.
Oh.
You get me? Yeah, so it's hard to make real friends. I won't lie. Yeah. But I think it's part of life to actually experience the fake friends, right? They build you, in short. They build you to be that person you are, right? You won't know who's fake, who's right until you find out who's fake.
It is true.
Exactly.
So it's more like in your first year, when you first came here, you had those bad friends at first, and you were like, you didn't have that thought in your mind, or okay, I can actually be independent and I can build something out of whatever that I am already
Okay.
because of the people that you surrounded yourself with.
Not really bad friends, but not. It's people that were not aligning with my vision or my goals. You get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like when you're running something,
Yeah.
you need someone who has the same vision as you. You can't be sitting around with someone who, when you talk about money, they're thinking about alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say,
Yeah,
I'm trying to say is, if you can't hang up with people who, when they get money, they only think about spending the money. They're not thinking about regaining the money.
Investing.
What if alcohol is the goal?
Investing.
No, I'm kidding. But
Yeah.
I get your
Yeah,
point.
so it was hard to find those people who like had the same vision as I had. Exactly.
And what exactly is that vision, man? Starting from first year until now, what was
Okay.
that vision? When you imagined yourself in the future, who were you seeing?
So I come from a household where I lived with my grandmother, right? Most of the time I spent with my grandmother. Okay, my grandmother, guys, she's someone who likes giving away, who loves helping other people, right?
Yeah.
So I could see that when I grow up, even though I wouldn't understand, because it's happening to us, we're the one who's suffering at the end of the time. So, but like I could see, okay, why? There's this other time I went to her, I asked her, why are you always giving out food while we don't have food, right? She told me that it's better for other people or our neighbors to eat, right? Because God is gonna give us more when we give, right? So in general, I'm trying to say she's the one who made me to believe in giving. So my vision from first day was to make a charity foundation, like to help in the community,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, my uncle once said, if you think that you're rich, you're not rich until the people around you are rich too. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So if people around you, they're not benefiting from what you have, then you don't have anything actually.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I just hope Jade had that. If you have 600, bro, I don't have anything. So
Yeah. So
it has to equate.
exactly.
sense
You
now.
can send. You can send.
So now that we're speaking about charity and all that, so now we want to know more about your brand.
My
name.
brand, okay.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start Essence?
Like I mentioned, hey, I had brands before. I always wanted to be a fashion designer, but to start Essence, it was a challenging one, because at the time I lost my father, right? So I was trying to come up with something that's gonna make me feel better, like that's gonna make me like that's gonna make him proud, right? Because at the time I was not doing anything, I was just chillaxed,
Yeah.
right? So I needed something that was gonna build me to being something that he's gonna be proud of, right? So that's how it started, man. Yeah.
I love that you mentioned family dynamics, right?
Yeah.
When you mentioned your father. And some people in here, right here, or outside, they still have the very same thing. Maybe they've lost their father, they lost their parents. And then you mentioning that you wanted to make them proud even though they're not here. How important is it for you to do this thing? I mean, just go out and be like, even though he's not here, I just hope that he's seeing it. And then
So man, this is what happens. When you lose your guardian, it's very, very important that you find a way to make it a means to connect with them. It doesn't have to be you always going to them and visiting them. You have to find something that it's gonna motivate you, because losing a guardian, it's very sad and it's very important. It, for me, I don't know about others. For me, it made me realize that, okay, I've lost my father, right? So in other ways, I need to be in my dad's shoes and make everybody proud. Like, take his place. You get what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
No, understood. It's very emotional. Now I also want to cry and then...
Nah,
like
don't cry,
crying
man. It happens. That's how life is. It happens, yeah.
So why specifically the name Essence, man? Because...
The name Essence, it took me like 2 months to find a perfect name, which is Essence.
Yeah.
So I think you're asking me what is Essence?
Yeah, exactly that. And why
so what does the brand stand for, man?
Why Essence?
Okay.
I could have named it Bucci, like...
but like the most, what I can say is Essence means the qualities to make something good.
Smart.
Yeah, you know. So,
Smart.
like I said, there's many brands out there, right? Yeah, but a brand without a perfect name and a perfect meaning, it's meaningless. I'm not saying other brands are meaningless. You have to get a brand that has a name, that has a meaning, that, it has a definition, that if someone asks you what is Essence, or maybe a sponsor asks you what is Essence, you need a perfect definition for your brand, right?
True.
Exactly. So Essence means the quality of something, right? Yeah. So it brings quality to the world.
So what do you think sets Essence, ne? Okay, let me put it like this.
Yeah.
What do you think makes Essence different apart from other brands that are in the same industry?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say it's Essence is not different to other brands, man. We're all brands, right? But all I can say is Essence is destined to help, right? In the communities, to help people grow also, to help people achieve their goals, right? So if you have a business, or if you're a model and you want exposure, you want like publicity in a good way, Essence can help you get publicity in that way.
Yeah.
You get
So
me?
it's like the people's brand. It's not necessarily a brand, it's the people's
brand. Yeah.
No, I
It's a
understand
nice way to
that.
put it.
Yeah.
So like, how best are you helping out in terms of like the people out there? Not necessarily the people that you're working with, but as much as you mentioned is the people's brand, how best are you dealing with that, fulfilling that mission or purpose?
Yeah.
So at first, I mentioned that my first year vision was to have a charity foundation.
Yeah.
So it took me a lot of time to realize this, but this is something that people don't understand and don't understand and don't know, right? Essence, right, is a brand. It's a clothing brand. Yes, I agree. But I wanted to create a system that's gonna help people, right? So in this system, how can I put it? When you buy a shirt, right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be profit of that shirt.
Yeah.
That profit goes straight to the charity.
Yeah.
So it means that you're also helping out, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So it's more like when you buy a shirt, you're helping someone out there, but you don't know, right? You're thinking.
True.
So I wanted to create something that is fashionable, but also helping out. That's what I wanted to create.
So are you currently doing that?
Very much, yeah. I'm currently doing that.
Do you have initiatives that are doing that? Leonard, get it 200.
Donation, donation.
Get it 200. Go fund me, guys.
Yeah, man.
So, what are some personal values that guide you in business and also charity work?
personal values.
Yeah.
You need to have a vision, goals actually.
Yeah.
Like when you own a brand, you have to know after 2 years, where am I gonna see my brand? After 3 years, where's my brand gonna be? Don't be that person who lives in the moment. If everything is going well and in that moment and you think everything is going well, no. You need to know that okay, it's happening now. But you need to know that after 3 years, where am I gonna see myself? You get what I'm trying to say? So goals and vision and dreams, that's what keeps me motivated all of the time. And other influences, being on social media, seeing how people push their clothing brands, learning a lot from that. Because as much as I don't like saying this, Essence was already my clothing brand was already existing. There's other clothing brands, right? And I don't discriminate other brands. Other brands are dope, man, out there. So I didn't want to create the same algorithm as other brands. I wanted to create my own algorithm from the existing algorithm. You get what I'm trying to say? Like create something that is like take something from what's existing from other brands and make it way more better.
Okay.
You're taking a lot of computer science there. That's
Yo,
why I got confused in the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like him, but hey,
It's just too
too
much.
much computer science involved.
So
No.
if I buy your T-shirt, do you think I'll get girls, man? Okay, I'm sorry.
That's only
Ladies, not
there's
girls.
only one way to find out. There's only one way to find out.
So I wanna ask you, ne, you're a brand. I wanna know what it was built on, how it got to be known.
Yeah.
Did it get to be known by social media, or did you get influencers? Did you get collaborations? Other
Yeah.
people helped you for your brand to be well known on campus? And
Yeah.
So, when I started, I actually started like it was not a joke, but I remember the day before, I woke up and then I just thought of the name that okay, this might be the perfect name, because I've been researching for a name for like a long time, and then
Yeah.
when I woke up and then I thought okay, this could be the perfect name. I did my research, I did everything. The following day, that's when I went to print out the first shirt, which is this one I'm wearing here.
Yeah.
It's the first shirt that I printed, right, from Essence. So it was hard, man, to be honest. It was very challenging to get people to believe in your brand, especially when it's starting.
Yeah.
You don't know where to go, you don't know anybody, and people, they're just saying, oh, this is Essence, you're pushing. But I'm not blaming people for not believing me at first, but I'm trying to say that it's hard to push it when you're starting, because people are just gonna see it. Oh, it's just any other brand.
Yeah.
They don't know
Yeah.
that it's a brand. It's just any other name, man.
yeah.
So it took me a lot of energy for people to believe in me, right? With the help of my friends, I would love to shout out my friends. They really believed in me.
Is it all of them, or some of them were like,
No, only 2 who believed in
So
me.
all the other ones were like, nah.
Yeah, only 2 who believed
You
in
know,
me.
you can mention them just. in
Yeah,
case.
shout out to Tato.
Oh.
Shout out to Tato, and shout out to my cousin Mmathari, and also shout out to his name is Mesh Beats. I call him Mesh Beats.
Most beats.
No, not the real Mesh Beats. No.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They're the one who believed in me. If I
Not one those ones that didn't believe in you.
no, I can't say
You and
anyway. I
negativity.
can't. And also,
I like
I can't mention, man. I can't mention more. There is those ones who believed in me, right? But there were few people who believed in me.
Oh yeah.
Some they would say, "Oh, your T-shirt is dope," but support me though.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. You
Yeah.
see. Yeah. So it was hard, man. But when time went, they saw that this is really something dope,
Yeah.
and they saw that from my hard work.
Did your girlfriend believe in you though? Coming with a T-shirt out of nowhere and forever to what?
No, man. Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
Contributed.
A
I know
lot.
girls are stingy, bro.
Not money wise. You
Because
can't.
of money, man. We're not
Yeah,
stingy.
but not money wise.
Money.
You see, when you start a business, the first rule you must know: don't get handouts.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm schooled, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get handouts. If you want to get handouts, when your business is growing and you're getting money, you're getting popularity, people are going to want to take the piece,
Yeah.
right? Even if they're not taking the piece, they're going to want to take your popularity. You get what I'm trying to say? Getting handouts is very bad, right? Because at the end of the day, you would find yourself not owning the business yourself, but now you're a group of owners, which is very not good, man.
Yeah.
It becomes tough.
Very tough.
Yeah, it becomes tough, man. So don't get handouts. That's all I can say.
Speaking from handouts.
Yes,
whatever.
you know how it goes.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
So, what is the weirdest and the funniest request you've ever received as a brand owner?
First one was someone was wanting to buy my shirt installment, like pay maybe 30 rand a month. I was like, no. Another one, it was a girl who,
Yeah.
who wanted to get a shirt by
Things like this are happening where people want things for certain things, right?
Yeah.
Especially girls. So how is it like in terms of your relationship? Does it affect your relationship?
Yeah, a lot. It did a lot, right? So as a brand owner, you can't always work with boys. You need to work with girls,
Oh.
right? You need to communicate with them. How we're gonna do this and this and this all the time, and you need to communicate with them over the phone, right?
Yeah.
So it used to affect me a lot because at some point you would see that a lot of girls are really wanting to buy. You get me?
Yeah.
A lot of girls want the crop tops. Yeah, can we have this? A lot of time you would bump, like when you walk from campus, you would bump to someone wearing the crop top, wearing Essence, literally like every day. So it affected me that a lot. That would see a lot of girls wanting to buy, and so insecurities, man. Man.
Kinda happened.
Yeah.
Anyana.
Let me give you a hack, right?
Yeah.
If you wanna do such things, use student email.
Nah. I'm not hiding anything though.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm not hiding anything
You're not
though.
helpful. Hey, you're not helpful at all.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Thuto?
I'm just, let my intrusive thoughts win. So it's just in me, man.
But I would think about it, man. Eh?
Consider it, man. Consider it.
Yeah.
So now we want to know when did you start your charity foundation and what actually inspired you to start it like for real? As you said, it was your vision at first.
Yes.
And you were always like, I'm going to start a charity foundation, but you were not doing it. But now that it's in motion and you're doing it, we want to know what inspired you, what motivated you to actually like end up doing the charity, and when did you start it?
So the charity, we started last year, right? So here's what happened. Like I told you guys, I created the brand as a system to giving back to the community, right?
Yeah.
So I realized that I'm getting a lot of sales, a lot of people are buying, and a lot of profit is coming in. So I took the money aside, and then I started looking for families that are really disadvantaged, right? Families that are not privileged. That's when I started looking out, and then that's when I told people around me, I told them I'm starting a foundation, a charity foundation that's gonna help out in the community. So when I started, one thing about this charity, you can't start a charity from, I'm a charity foundation, please donate to me. No one is gonna donate. They need to see where is this person coming from, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna need to see the background of, okay, before we donate to this person, who is this person, right?
Yeah.
You can't just randomly come to people, can you donate to me? People are not gonna donate to you, right? Because there's many donations out there which are scams, right? So I started out telling my friends, Wuti, this is what I'm gonna do. One thing about me, if I come up with an idea, I'll tell everybody who's around me, not because of I want their approval. I want them to think because the people that are surrounding me, they have the same vision as me most of the time. They're always thinking about improving themselves, improving their lives, right? So I would talk to them and tell them, this is what I wanna do. So when I tell them, obviously they're gonna give me their thoughts of like, oh, this is a great idea. We can start here and here and here, right? So it started last year. I don't remember the date, right? But it was around August or September. We went to the family around Maungani. So we went there. We talked to the lady, and then she explained to us. We went there to talk to her, communicated with her, and asked her what is it in a daily basic that she likes. What is it that she really needs but she can't get, right? So yeah, it was very important for us to do that because we needed to know, Kuri, this lady is going through this and this and this. So in order for us to buy things for her, we need to know what is she going through on a daily basis. So she lives alone, right? She lives alone, and then obviously she doesn't have anybody who's helping her out. So we got there, we asked her, and then another friend of mine who owns a business, World Cycle. I don't know if you've heard of World Cycle. He wanted to collab with us, right? We are friends from since first year. He collaborated with us. We started buying groceries, and then we went to the lady. That's when we started with our charity foundation.
How do I get access to that grocery,
Man.
You don't get access to that grocery.
You don't access.
No, man, you don't get access to that
My
grocery.
bad.
Even though we're destined to help people out there, but we don't go to anybody and give.
Or just give.
Right.
So you only donate groceries?
No.
What else do you do?
We donate what it's in demand.
Oh, because I saw lately you also donated working sanitary towels.
Yeah, we donated sanitary towels in the school, Marude.
I appreciate this like
Nah, man.
Why was it important at that point for you to go and be like, because I've seen a lot of organizations or charity foundations that come, they donate sanitary towels. Why specifically women and not us? You could have donated short pants or something.
No, man. So I know I'm a boy.
Things expensive, man.
I know I'm a boy, man. I know I'm a boy,
Yeah.
but I believe that girls really need us, and
So we don't need each other.
we do need each other. But let's say without girls we wouldn't be here. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when you're growing up, man.
Told you.
When you
Told
grow,
you were important.
girls are important.
You know, the first person to be made was a man.
I understand, but girls are really important, right?
Thank you.
Girls are really important.
Thank you, Bongani. At least there's someone who believes in us.
And I don't believe in you.
Not that we're not important. We are important, right? But the most important people in the world is girls, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to, what can I say? I wanted to take people from the thinking of we only boys, because I'm a boy who's owning the brand.
Yeah.
I wanted people to know that we don't only support boys. It's not only a boy brand. It's also a brand that empowers women to do better.
Equality.
Right?
Yeah. At this
It was
point, I feel
giving
like
gender
I should
equality.
advocate for men, because I feel like as much as we are focusing on women, the people outside there, they're forgetting about a boy child. We're not really. If you check, even on jobs, right,
Yeah.
they'll tell you that it's maybe the disabled, the what, and then
Yes.
men are on the lower ranks of things in everything, tenders, whatever you can think of.
Yes.
Men are on the lower rank of things,
Yes.
and then I've been checking the statistics of men rather that are committing suicide is very high, and mostly because the equality that we have is not necessarily equality.
Yeah.
Women have grown to that point where they're bigger than men. Everything is way much
So
bigger
what do you
than
think should be donated to men?
Trevor, what is short pen?
No,
No,
man,
I'm just saying that the country as much, they must also try to do something or initiatives that
Yeah.
support men. I'm just
Yes.
advocating for men.
I get where you're coming from, right?
donate
Because once you become a man,
We donate
right?
to
The word man, the title man,
Yeah.
I think many people or many men or women also included, they think man has to provide, right? which is not always the case.
Exactly. I
So
can sit at home. and
it's
then my
more
wife
it's
goes
more
to
of a burden. It's more of a burden in men that of course I have a girlfriend, of course I have a family, I need to provide for my family. It's true,
Yeah.
right? But also I'm speaking as a man, not all the time a man has to provide because men hardly open up, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how the man how is he providing to you guys? Like you don't know where he went through to actually provide for you.
Oh, yeah.
So it might be damaging to him, right? On how he gets money because obviously you can't be a man and then you come back from work and then not carrying anything.
Yeah.
Obviously the lady's gonna say you don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, men who don't provide or don't have a job, it's hard for them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you changing the camera to me, man? Now I'm thinking, are they talking about me?
No, man. I'm just
like you're attacking me, man.
I'm just outlining this now. It's hard for men who don't work.
Bruh, like,
Yeah, it is a
yeah,
problem.
but stop changing the camera to me. It's
Yeah.
like I'm that man who's not working. That is hard for them.
Nah,
No,
Thuto,
man.
no, let's continue. Let's continue. When are you won't finish? When you always have a problem with everything.
I'm sorry, but hey.
So I want to know, ne,
Yeah.
how do you choose? Okay, when you do a charity foundation, how do you choose for which community to go, or the cost, or who to actually
Access.
access? Yeah.
Okay. This is very simple. So what happens is we look for a family that's really we go around asking people, right? And sitting down with them and asking them questions. Most of them we do maybe for a certain if we know that we're not gonna come back to this family because
Yeah.
there's another family that is unprivileged way
Yeah.
more than that one, we at least buy something small for them, right? Something that they can have for the day, right? For us, for allowing us to come to their house. So we choose a family that is really, really unprivileged. And for parents, for donating to school, the reason we went to the school, it's because of women empowerment, women for change. That's what I love.
Okay.
So we went to the school. We asked. We sat down with the principal. We talked to them. We interviewed learners, right? And we saw that this is a really challenge, right? We have interviews of the learners saying that actually coming to school without a pad, it can really while they're on their periods, it can really damage their mood and everything their day because you will come to school not knowing that it's your periods have started and then when they start at school now you don't have a pad. So it's better if the school has pads, and then if you're going through your periods, you can be able to go to the principal or the person who's in charge of the pads and tell them, Guri, can I have a pad? I'm going through my periods.
Yeah.
This is what I thought.
You know the pain of coming to campus without a short pen.
It's not about you. It's not about you too, no man. So how can you say the charity foundation that you did at Marude High School went?
It went pretty fine, hey. It really went good because everything was very successful. And all I can say is, as much as people see it from far and saying, oh, they're just donating pads.
Okay.
When you are doing it yourself, when you are doing it, you tend to forget about who you are. You tend to forget about where I'm coming from. Like, it's a different feeling, man. And I feel like it's a feeling where everybody should experience, right? Giving back to those who don't have, it's a feeling that everybody should have.
Yeah.
It's really different. And for me, it made me want to do more from the first one. I still want to do more.
Yeah.
And we're still going to do more, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Marude High School, we saw that already you said that you have made a collaboration with
World Cycle, yes.
World Cycle.
Yeah.
So we want to know what inspired you to actually also work with Miss Univen Plus Size, because we saw that she was also there.
Okay, so like I said, we are not a selfish brand, right? If we see that you really want to be there, right, we involve you, we talk to you, and we involve you in everything we're doing. So Essence is open for everybody who wants to do great in the community,
Yeah.
right? So for us to work with her, we wanted to know that we wanted someone who is a girl, because mostly in our brand, it's boys, right? There is girls, but girls are not many. It is boys. So we wanted someone who can encourage the learner. Also, the learners there, they were happy to have Miss Univen,
Yeah.
right? They took pictures with Miss Univen. So that's what we wanted. We didn't want an inequality in everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
So we brought Miss Univen to work with us because we wanted her to also encourage the learners,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So there was like some sort of miscommunication
Yes.
or whatever that happened, because we did see the university posting or publishing a post about
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and then at the same time you publish something on
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
it
So I
looks
was like,
all the credit
okay,
was given to
yeah.
her.
So I want to understand what really happened for it to get to that state,
Okay.
or what really happened in that
Yeah, because
situation.
it looked like it was her charity now. She's the one that
Yeah.
gave the pads. Then
Okay.
you guys were just there to like help or
Yeah,
collaborate.
yeah, there was a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
confusion.
Yeah,
I
it
just
was
want
a
you
lot
to
of-
So
clear out there.
about the confusion, right? All I can say is we were working with her, not collaborating with her, right?
So she was just a face
Invited.
of the brand.
She
Yeah,
was
she was like-
invited,
Oh,
right? So the only collab that we have, like the post you saw,
yeah.
it's Essence X World Cycle
World
Charity
Cycle.
Foundation,
Yeah.
right? So with her, we were working with her, right? Since she was interested, right? We called her to come, right? So I don't. What happened is, I was not informed. I didn't know that the Univen was gonna post in their pages, right? I didn't know about that also. So a friend of mine called me. I remember at night. He told me, "Guri, have you seen what's happening?" I checked the post. For me, I thought it was a great opportunity because we really want exposure like that. But when I read the whole thing, that's when I saw we were not credited, right? We were not credited or mentioned or tagged, right? So maybe there was a misunderstanding in everything that was happening, but to say something, we didn't collab with her, right? The words that she was saying, that it was a great opportunity, yes, it is true. It was a great opportunity. She had fun. We all had fun, right? But I feel like the post was not appropriate, right?
Yeah.
And I understand where you're coming from, honestly, considering that you did something, and at the end of the day, you still want more people to engage in whatever that you're
Yeah.
doing,
Exactly.
and you still want sponsors and all the other stuff. It
Yeah.
was a great exposure, just that it needed a bit of an
Yeah.
angle for it to be covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it was a misunderstanding because we wanted to be somewhere else, but what happened, we couldn't be where we wanted to be,
Oh yeah.
right? Even though we got people wanting to work with us, peeps, yeah, sponsors, people wanting to donate, yes, we got that, but that's not where we wanted to be, because the post, really, it was indicating that Univen is the one doing it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I say maybe there was a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
Right.
No, understood.
Exactly.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like it's a great thing, man. Most of the brands that we have currently, they are money hungry. They don't do things for people. They do
Yeah.
things for themselves. And
Yes.
it's a great thing that you're going out there. And for the fact that you mentioned that you gave out grocery to the old lady and all the other stuff, it's an inspiring story. And one thing that I'm encouraging in this university as well, is always something that I'm always preaching.
Yeah.
There are students that are suffering, that don't have necessarily the means to acquire some of the things. So as much as you have, you know that the sugar that you buy doesn't necessarily equate for the whole month.
Yeah.
You even throw it away. At least
Yes.
give it to somebody else, and
Exactly.
then it goes like
Yeah.
that, which
Or-
is a great
Well,
mission.
for
and
that,
vision.
we are still working on something like that, where we're still looking for homes,
Yeah.
right, where unprivileged kids or people are living. So in that, we want to open an organization also, that if you have something that you're not using, it can be a clothes, it can be anything actually. it should be an open space where you can come to us and be like, I'm not using this. Us, we're gonna be in charge of finding the person who would use that.
Yes, well
Right.
deserving. Yeah.
Exactly. If you bring a pant that is not in a good state, we as Essence, we're gonna take the pants and make it be in a good state, right? Because you can't donate something that is not in a good state to
Yeah.
someone,
Yeah.
right? You can't donate something that is ruined to someone.
Yeah, that's true.
So, us, we wanna open something where, if you guys in the university, you feel like you wanna give out something, it can be anything, man. Give it to us. We know the right people. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay. So what actually, what lesson or what advice can you give to maybe, let me say, people want to have brands or
Yeah.
brand owners who have just started in the industry?
Jade must get this one. Listen carefully.
No man, no.
Ish, ish.
Leave Jade alone, eh?
Okay.
Bruh,
He's been having it for the day.
the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So all I can say is, don't be greedy.
oh,
Greedy, okay.
Scour greed.
Phase one.
So what I'm trying to say is, a brand requires a lot of money, right?
yeah.
A brand requires a lot of connections.
Yeah.
So, in what I'm saying, Skaba greedy. When you start a brand, don't even think about profit. Right?
Yes.
If you
That's-
start
that's
a
a tough
brand,
one for
if
me.
you start a
That's-
brand and you
that's a
want
tough one for
money,
me.
right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get where you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to start somewhere. Even if your profit is 10 rand,
it's only
take it.
money that I want.
Exactly.
It's only
So
money.
for
Whether
me-
you go anywhere.
for me, right? When I started my brand, that's why the profit that I'm getting, I'm not even using it on my benefit. You can't start a brand while you are greedy, while everything that the profit that you're getting,
Yeah.
you want it yourself. You want to buy something.
God.
You need to know that when you start a brand, the money that you're getting, it's either you're improving your brand on a different angle, it's either you making your brand looks greater.
Yeah.
You just have to invest somewhere else. You can't invest, but again, you can't invest on something that it's not gonna give, like you're not gonna gain anything from it, right? So don't think about money like that when you
Yeah.
start a brand. Think about how you're gonna run your brand. Think about how many angles you can really approach to make it out there. You can't start a business right now and expect 20,000 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I start a
Don't have
business now. I get 50 rand. See me at Tabani Mall. I'm
buy-
cruising nice.
You're buying ice cream, man.
Bag, and
I'm cruising nice. I'm
Yeah,
cruising
you're
nice.
buying wings one. Ah, man.
Ah,
you
man.
see.
Yeah, invite my friends. Except right today,
Exactly. Well, the money that you get at like when you start your brand, the money that you get, the profit that you get for the first time, it can tempt you.
How much, bro?
How much?
Yeah.
Hey, how much did you get? Like, how much profit have you made so far?
Of course, when it's a brand, I started with one person,
Yeah.
and then maybe mine is, I don't know what happened.
Like, just estimate. I know
Okay,
you,
cool.
you guys don't want to give out numbers.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
just
I don't want to
estimate.
give out numbers.
Yeah,
I
if you
don't
give
wanna
out
give out
numbers, we'll
numbers.
all have brands by tomorrow.
Yeah, that is
For
yeah,
real.
yeah. But like I do
Made
encourage
visuals.
oh my
The
God.
vibes.
I do encourage people to start their own brands.
They must start.
I do encourage people. If you love brands, if you want to start a brand, you can start a brand anytime.
Yeah.
I encourage you to start a brand. I do.
Noted.
Kgopela tjhelete.
So the money that I can estimate, right? I started with 2 people. It was not even much. But the funniest part is there was times, right, when I started, I didn't look for a profit. If I see that I was looking for popularity. That's all I was looking for.
For the brand
For
to
people
stick
to know
out.
me, for the
Yeah.
brand to pick up. For the first time, I got people I would say, Joe, please can you be part of my brand, right? And then they'll be like, oh, this is okay. I will tell them that you can just buy the shirt. I'll print with my money. Most of the time, you can bring your shirt. I can print with my money, or I can, if I see that you are gonna get me there, I would take my money out of my pocket and give you a shirt and get me out there, right? So at that moment, I wasn't thinking about myself or the brand. I was thinking of how to my brand to
grow.
pick up, to
Yeah.
grow, right?
Yeah.
So when I first made my money, it was not a long time ago. 9 May, that's when I started my brand. In a month, that's when I started making money, right? That's where people started knowing about Essence, right?
Yeah.
So all I can say, it was a good number, man, right? Right.
My bread is coming soon.
Stay tuned.
It was a good number, man, right?
Yeah.
But you need to know how you approach and how you approach people, how you talk to people.
Yeah.
When you own a brand, also your reputation matters,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Ngeke manje bo you own a
Thuto
brand.
survive.
Basically tomorrow I find you in another tavern, like I find you in a tavern. In my mind, since you're owning a brand, I'm gonna be thinking, oh, this guy is eating the money for the brand. You see the profit he's getting.
I'm not supposed to break those.
Right.
Because everybody will think I'm getting
So-
money from there.
Yeah, you how you present yourself to people matters a lot, right? How you talk to people, how you communicate to people matters a lot. If you're someone who's rude, don't own it, right?
Understood.
Exactly. So if one of you guys here and say that guy is a good guy, obviously he's gonna want to know more about me. Oh, he's a great guy, right?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna be interested in my life, right? And then he's gonna know that I own a brand. Oh, hey, I would like to buy his shirt. He's a great he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He knows how to talk to people, right?
Yeah.
That's how you should. Everything should go, man.
You should do everything.
Because
Yeah.
so kindness and respect actually
Exactly.
contributes as well.
Yeah.
You've said a mouthful. You've said a lot about brands.
Tutor, let's play.
You wanna play a game?
It would be too serious, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's play a game.
Oh my God.
Hey, don't worry. It's something very simple.
Okay.
As you know, this is our culture, man. We do play games here, and we want you to be as honest as you can.
I'll be
Our
honest.
game should be called Honest as You Can, because we really need honesty at this point.
I'll be honest.
You'll be honest.
Trust me.
So we're playing Would You Rather. Nah, don't do the deep side.
Nah. I get you.
It's a simple one. It's
Okay.
a very
Yeah,
simple
yeah,
one,
yeah.
right? So I'm gonna give you a question. She's gonna give you a question, and then we're gonna give you a bonus question. So the first one is: would you rather have a photographic memory for only memes, or be able to ace every exam, but only if you wear pajamas to class?
The second one.
So you wear pajamas to class?
To
I doubt
ace.
that.
Why?
I swear.
You
I
dripping them.
doubt.
I swear.
To the
Thing is,
library, bro.
Listen. Okay, the rules in the library, they don't allow pajamas, so it's a good
Oh.
choice. It's a good thing for me. Exactly. But like, I would do that, man. I care about my grades a lot.
I know that you care about your dressing as well, bro.
Esh, man.
How come he will drip in them with the
Yeah,
pajama?
You see? Don't you know about the pajama parties?
This is not a pajama party. This is
No, but
campus,
tryna-
man.
I'm trying to give you a clue of like, people are actually making pajamas fashionable these days.
Oh,
You get me? So I would
Yeah.
try to make it
can
fashionable.
never be me.
You would want to join also, man.
So when you take the Mimi one,
Huh?
you take the Mimi one.
Nah,
because it
rather
can never
laugh
be
every
you.
day, man. You know, I'm becoming a genius for wearing nonsense.
No, man. You're talking about acing my grades. Obviously, it means
Yeah,
Sacrifice.
that's why
Yeah.
future is such a
future is
man.
secured.
Yeah.
Future is secured.
So second one, would you rather have a guaranteed internship at your dream company, but have to work for free, or have a part-time job that pays really well but it bores you?
At the end of the day, I have to pay the bills.
That's our biggest mistake,
Yeah.
man. Sometimes when we do things we don't love, we end up quitting.
Exactly. But for me, I have a tendency of taking something, even though I don't like it, make it more fashionable. Make it like I don't know how to put this. Make it like take it as if like it's just something, man.
Oh.
And if you really see that you don't like this, make yourself to like it.
Oh,
You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
Cause you have to pay the bills at the end of the day.
Okay, last one, right? So would you rather spend a whole weekend alone with your crush in a closed place, but not be allowed to confess your feelings, or have to share a romantic dinner with your ex and have to pretend to be happy and moved on?
Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question?
Would you rather spend a whole weekend
Yes.
alone with your crush, but you're not allowed to express your feelings, or spend a weekend with an ex, but you have to pretend to be happy and moved on?
That's a tough one, eh? But like I would say I would be locked in with my crush and not express my feelings.
But anything can happen because you're in a secluded.
You're not allowed to express your feelings.
Hear me out.
Anything can happen
Hear
without
me out.
expressing anything.
Pretending it
Oh.
hurts, right? It destroys also. It destroys people. Pretending, it destroys people.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, you don't like something, right?
Yeah.
So being in the position to pretend, it will kill me actually, right?
Yeah.
So I would be locked in with my crush and just not say anything actually.
Yeah. A crazy fact, right? I had one of the life experts saying that every time you lie, you lose 1% of your life. I don't know if it's the truth, but I doubt it because I've lied 100 times to different people.
I'm not trying to disclose in the podcast that I lie. No. I'm an honest person.
Yeah. No, great. But
Yeah.
if right now we were to call your girlfriend, would she say, "Okay, Maria, it's okay"?
No, you can.
Or whenever you're becoming a fan.
This was one of our best episodes, considering that it was super informative for business people that want to own brands. You got the information how best you can do a brand, and I don't know if there's much. I feel like you've touched on basically everything.
We've talked about everything.
Yeah, one thing that I want you to do is like give your last words. What would you say to somebody out there?
Somebody out there, depending on what actually.
On everything,
Anything.
man.
Everything.
Lost,
General,
happy, confused, stupid,
Depressed.
Okay.
whatever you can think of.
Right.
Like, do you have like a motto?
A motivation
like
quote.
something that actually like
Keeps me
describes
going.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, what keeps me going is I'm obsessed about helping people.
Happy people.
So if you're out there and you feel like no one around you doesn't love you and you're doing your all but you're still failing, do it again.
Yeah, come
If the method that you're using is not working, try another method. Just don't give up. That's all I can say.
So guys, just make sure that you hit him up and get the match. You can see there's a goal, there's a vision, there's a whole lot of things that are within the brand itself. And I'm hoping to be wearing it soon as well. Soon.
Definitely, you will.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. See you guys in the next episode.
Subscribe, Subscribe, follow, like, and what else? Share to your families.